And you also, also people have become addicted to their pain, believe it or not. It's like, had this pain my whole life, it's going to be with me anyway. I mean, and it almost becomes, our source of identity. This is all I've ever known. How do you kind of get through that program?
So first recognizing and also offering compassion, because those strategies, again, have been developed exactly because sometimes the pain to them, at least, it seems easier than facing the truth, right? And it is, and maybe it's some people. It's the only way anyone ever pays attention to me.
Yeah,
it's the only one ever talks to me. I had an aunt like that. I mean, she just it was like a hobby. She would go to another doctor every week, and she wouldn't tell the other doctor what the other one found. And we see that a lot, of course, in the community and a lot of emergency rooms too. It's sort of a scary thing because there's a lot of people, especially the people who've had a lot of trauma and stuff. The emergency room is a safe place, and I unfortunately I know he won the MacArthur Genius Award. I know he's from New Jersey, and forgive me, I can't remember his name right now, but he did some wonderful research on showing that. And that is that way. And when you see these lists of people with a lot of Paul Bremer, I think, Bremer, yes, I think so. And with these long lists of emergency room visits, and you're wondering why, they unconsciously create, they systematicize or convert the stress and the trauma in their bodies, trigger, and they run to the emergency room because it's just at least there's some sanity, there's some stability in that, and it should be. We teach that should be a red light when you see that you need to go to the core issue. Is this unreleased, unexpressed toxic stress, or what we call the allostatic load?
How can someone really feel safe in the world as all they ever known was that? Like no family, like no love, like no support system. It's all I've ever known, and to get them out of that fear. I mean, how is that even possible?
Well, that was the great promise of the great spiritual teachers and others, right? They said, listen, that may have all happened, right? That may have all happened, right? But it's your attachment and connection, and only through a higher vibration and force, which is this compassion and love generated through the nervous system, does that happen. I do not know how that happens, but it happens routinely. Does it require that I'm in a state? Yes. Does it require that I'm in a compassionate state? Does it require that I'm non-judgmental? Does it require many times holding the person's hand so the heart opens and the tears come out? Absolutely, right? But that was the teaching. The great teacher said, listen, if you believe, if you trust, there is something. There is a force, there is a power, there is a spirit within us that will transcend the suffering, right? And so again, I am speaking from personal experience with thousands of people. This is absolutely true. And if anyone wants to experience it, especially if you're in, the research community, or you're a doctor or something, and you're really doubtful, great, but come. Again, experiencing is believing. So it doesn't matter what your belief system is, it matters how you interact with your experience. So you can have all the doubts in the world, but when the experience of transformation happens, it's how well you interact, how well you stay present, and how well you surrender the fear and the protection.
And there's the thing about, like, I understand this, and that, I know this stuff, and then there's the experience part.
Totally different thing. Right. Remember, Alexander Lowen had that great experience. Knowledge of a process is very different than actually experience of the process. They're two different things. Two different things, and we have to get that. You may be the most knowledgeable, you know everything about Buddhism or Christianity or science, the theories, all those things. But how is it working for you in your personal life? And it's not working. And so you have to develop new skills. I mean, just simple regulatory skills that can take you to these deep states of peace and ecstasy without artificially, well, I'm going to take benzodiazepines, Xanax, Klonopin, etc. Which, again, we just realized now, a big research study that, very important study, that even 3 months of use of benzodiazepines, or say anxiety, etc., increase Alzheimer's disease by 51%. Now, there has never been a study like that to say such a big correlation. Now, correlation doesn't mean causation, but I would be very, very careful about the use of extended use of benzodiazepines like Klonopin and Xanax that are the most common, and there's numerous other ones.